All right, the time being approximately 7 p.m., we will call the Middleton Zoning Board of Appeals meeting to order this Thursday, September 25th. 3 short months until Christmas. First item on the agenda is approval of our August 28th, 2025 minutes. Anyone have any corrections, additions, deletions, edits?
August. First for August.
August 28th. Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to accept the minutes of August 28th. So move. All right, so moved by Ian and second by Carolyn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
September 12th.
Do I need to appoint?
Do September minutes.
Well,
Yes.
we need to appoint our alternate to.
To vote on minutes?
Does she get appointed or do we vote her in?
You vote her.
You do?
Vote to
I will
appoint.
move to appoint Linda as a voting member today
Okay.
for this meeting.
I'm presuming that's seconded by Ian.
Yeah.
Okay. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Didn't we just change to just say who was voting?
I can't
I
quite
don't remember ever voting on who was voting.
I think she has to, I think formally she has to be
It's fine.
identified.
It's cool.
That might be me.
I believe Anna.
Yeah, I
I'll
believe her
double
too.
check
Walking in, sorry, juggling kids in school. All right, so Craig's here. All right. So if need be, someone has to recuse themselves, you can still vote. Okay? Awesome. All right.
Because we need
Need five
five
anyways.
people in here.
Yeah, we need
Right,
five.
so that'll
need
give us
yes,
five.
first one, right, so. Anyway, all right, next up is the September 2nd minutes of our joint public forum on 35 Village Road. Any comments on that one? Hearing none, accept the motion to accept the minutes of September 2nd, joint public forum on 35 Village Road.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any additional discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item number 2, new public hearings, 50 Log Bridge Road, Northeast Pressure Corporation. Applicants requesting a special permit. Do we have a legal notice?
Read that slowly.
Okay. Yes.
Really slow. The Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Thursday, September 25th, 2025 at Fuller Meadows School on the application for Northeast Pressure Corporation for a special permit and site plan approval. The applicant has leased the space for a change of use with no modifications to the building or site to operate a commercial pressure washer business at 50 Log Bridge Road, found on Assessor's Map 33, lots 41A and 42, plans on file with the town clerk. I'm assuming the butters have been notified.
All right. Do we have someone here representing this applicant?
Most certainly, Mr. Bennett.
Okay.
So, good evening, Jill Mann here from Mann & Mann Legal Counsel, representing the applicant, Northeast Pressure Wash. Here tonight is Michael Chenard. He is the principal of that entity. So, in the M1 zoning district, general establishments are establishments that service and basically repair motorized, property. So it's not motorized vehicles, but it's kind of just like whatever kind of service certain types of equipment need. So what Northeast does is actually service and repair power washers, but commercial power washers. They don't come to your home and repair, your little Ryco power washer. It's the big ones that they use in commercial settings. This particular property, you would think this was something that would be allowed, but under our bylaws, you require a special permit if you're a general service establishment. In this particular case, the way in which the business actually operates is Mr. Chenard goes to his customers' properties, either drops them off if somebody buys a power washer from him, or picks it up to service it, brings it back to his shop, services all interior, and then when it's done, he actually delivers it back to his customer. So there's literally no public use of the space. It's only his 2 employees. His hours of operation are 8 to 4, very standard industrial hours of operation. He's proposing absolutely no changes to the building. No outdoor use. It is simply to allow him to use the interior of the building to actually repair these goods. Previously, this is the unit that's located on the far right, so it's unit number 1. It's 3,100 square feet. We did submit a site plan because, as you know, with any special permit, we're required to submit the site plan. We tried to coordinate that because you're going to be receiving a special permit and site plan approval request from the largest occupant, as well as tonight you're going to hear a request for the middle tenant of that particular space. So we all wanted to coordinate the site plan because there would be nothing worse than you having 3 competing site plans, one showing only unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. So what we did was we used all the same engineer. So the site plan you have contemplates all 3 permits. So again, this, just to go over briefly, this particular property is about 170,000 square feet. It's a very large property. The building is about 44,000 square feet. And as I said, Michael occupies 3,100 square feet. The prior use of this particular location within the building was motor vehicle repair, and there was associated outdoor storage, but that use is gone and no longer is being used as that. And as I said, Mr. Chenard only uses the interior.
Attorney Mann, can I stop you there?
Oh my gosh, of course.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I was by the property yesterday. What were the 3, if you don't use outside storage, the 3 spray foam trucks parked outside your bay?
Oh, those, one of them I just, company I used to work for previous, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Michael Chenard, Northeast Pressure Corporation. Those vehicles belong to the owner of the business I worked for 22 years previous. I'm just helping him out. One of them I just disassembled for him and actually is going away by this weekend as a truck just got, not really sold, it just got given away. And that's all. It's just a little bit of work in between me trying to get the company going, but I haven't, right now I'm waiting for all of this so that I can start the company, get the company moving.
But you are using outdoor storage space?
No.
Based on my site, on my site visit yesterday.
I have 3 parking spaces, so.
But if you're storing equipment that's being worked on,
So basically, even though you have 3 parking spaces, can I just explain?
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Garrett?
no, please,
Yeah,
please.
So basically, because you have outdoor parking spaces,
Yep.
outdoor parking literally means transient vehicles, which means come and go. You are not permitted to do any work in those outdoor spaces
Okay.
and/or allow something to remain. So if you would just make a representation to the board and to Mr. Fitzpatrick that this was a one-off use, that you
Yes.
didn't realize, and that you're not going to do that.
No, I will not be doing that in the future. No.
Yeah, it's always a little testy when, from my years on the Conservation Commission, before we do the sidewalk, make sure all the tires are out of the wetland, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Commissioner, anything else? Anything else?
no,
on your-
that's it.
All right. Members, Carolyn?
Nothing out.
Okay. Linda? Craig, any comments? Ann?
What's your water source for all this pressure washing?
There is water in the building, and it's only used for just testing of the equipment. There's there's very little use at all.
So you go out to sites and do pressure washing, or what?
Fixes
No, I
pressure
don't do
washing.
pressure washing.
You what? I'm
He
sorry.
fixes the pressure washers.
Fixes.
They're not pressure washing,
He
they're
sells
Oh.
them.
Sell and service the equipment.
Gotcha.
the machine itself.
Okay. Counselor, so this use was an automotive repair facility, so, I mean, in some respects, this is a less impactful use than from what was there?
Oh, absolutely, especially since the other use had outdoor storage, and this does not. It will not.
So, from the automotive repair, are there any residual fluids or oils or anything like that? Is the building being cleaned out?
It's clean.
It's clean?
It's clean.
All right. Is there anyone here from the public that has any comment or question on this? Seeing none. Members? Mr. Hartwell?
Can we condition that outdoor storage?
Attorney Mann, I have a few special conditions for your review and for the board. The first being that no storage of hazardous materials will be in the yard, and this shall not include the storage of equipment that has incidental amounts of petroleum. So if he can put equipment out there that,
Well, you know what, I
Well, he doesn't have
apologize, Mr.
outside
Hartwell.
storage.
This,
So-
there's no outdoor storage, so we don't have to read the special conditions. I apologize.
oh, they,
Yeah,
Better.
we actually have no outdoor storage, so you know what though, Mr. Hartwell? Just because I think it would be important to the board, maybe we should have special conditions saying, no outdoor storage,
Makes it easy.
any other?
right? I think the board would agree to that. And I think Mr. Schneider would agree as well. So let's do the special condition, Mr. Hartwell, no outdoor storage at all.
All right.
I have one other question. How do you, what type of vehicle are you using to pick up and deliver? Is it a pickup truck? Is it a
I have
six-wheeler?
a cube truck, just a small cube truck.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, for special permit will need findings. Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept the following findings. First, concerning the submittal requirements, the site plan application and other submittals satisfy the submittal requirements of section 9.5 and 9.4 of the bylaws, and that the site plan contains proper access and sufficient loading and parking areas for the special permit use. Concerning the community need, is important to the economic health of the town to encourage businesses to locate in Middleton. Accordingly, by approving the special permit use at the premises, the board will be opening the door to a new business in town. Concerning the vehicular and pedestrian safety, petitioner will not modify the entrances to or the access drive within the property. Therefore, there will be no negative impact on vehicular or pedestrian safety. Petitioner's business is not open to the public. The only traffic generated by petitioner's business will be from its 2 employees working at the premises, a driver that picks up and delivers serviced equipment to customers, and vendors delivering supplies and materials to the premises. Concerning site improvements and utilities, petitioner will not modify the physical layout of the property or create any new impervious areas. Therefore, all improvements and existing utilities will remain sufficient to address the property's use as a general service establishment. Concerning its consonance with the development, the approval of the special permit use is consonant with the other commercial uses of the abutting properties located along Log Bridge Road and within the surrounding industrial neighborhood. Concerning the beneficial impacts to the natural environment, the petitioner is not proposing to add any new impervious areas. Therefore, the existing stormwater management system should continue to ensure the stormwater will be treated and will be infiltrated effectively. And finally, concerning the positive economic and fiscal impact, by approving the special permit use, the board will be welcoming a new business to Middleton that will contribute to the town's economic stability.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Mr. Harper.
Mr. Chair, pursuant to the board's authority under Chapter 235, Section 9.4, and based on the record and the findings, I move that the board grants a special permit in accordance with Section 3.1.2 and Section C, Commercial-3 of the Table of Use Regulations authorizing the operation of a general service establishment at the premises, subject to our general conditions as will be set forth in Exhibit A, in the special condition that there shall be no outdoor storage.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Excuse me. Finally, Mr. Chair, I will move pursuant to the board's authority under Chapter 235, Section 9.5, and based on the record and the findings, that the board approve the site plan subject to the general conditions as previously approved.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any additional discussion?
Just that general conditions and special
Special
conditions as
conditions.
previously
Yep.
approved.
Yep. Do I have a
They're all in
second?
my field.
We did, yes.
Motion made and seconded. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Good luck.
Thank you very much, appreciate your time. Yes, sir.
Okay, next up on our agenda, moving right along, is 50 Log Bridge Road, Broadstone Industries. Madam Clerk.
Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing Thursday, September 25th, 2025, at Fuller Meadow, on the application for Vincent Broadstone, DBA, Broadstone Industries, for a special permit and site plan approval Applicant is requesting an authorization of an outdoor storage area in the front and rear yard of the property, 50 Log Bridge Road, found on Assessor's Map 33, lots 41A and 42. Plans on file with the town clerk.
Do we have someone here?
Mr. Benevento, thank you very much. Jill Mann from Mann & Mann on behalf of Broadstone Industries. Mr. Broadstone is not here tonight because he actually has COVID. So he is home and not infecting anyone. Mr. Broadstone actually has been a tenant at this property for 9 years. He operates a very unique business. He actually fabricates and improves storage trailers as mobile testing facilities for dry eye drugs. And it's very unique. I mean, that's literally what he does. So this
What was the
particular
first part of what you said, though? He does what?
he fabricates, so he takes these storage trailers, like mobile, because they have to be able to be mobile. So the storage trailers that you literally drag behind a big tractor trailer, he takes those, he goes inside, guts them, and then fabricates them to make them almost like a clean room so that they aren't subject to the elements, so that they can actually test dry eye drugs in this facility. And he takes them to the sites and they test. I know, it's really, I never heard of it either, but that's what he does. It's a unique business. So Mr. Broadstone, has evolved into doing that. He's always fabricated certain types of machinery. He fabricates certain types of rooms. He goes to people's places and he fabricates inside their units as well as fabricates in his own shop. Like I said, he's been in business for 9 years. His use is permitted by right. So he's a fabricator and light manufacturer, which is permitted in the industrial zone by right. However, he does require outdoor storage, and he never received a permit for outdoor storage. And Mr. Fitzpatrick had visited the site, and not like what happened with the Schunard, which was kind of an odd situation, but in fact, the owner, Vin Broadstone, actually was using parts of the front yard and the backyard to store these trailers. And even though, it's a completely contained item, improvement, it still has to then be designated in a outdoor equipment or outdoor storage yard. So we had a lot of discussions with Mr. Fitzpatrick, and we created an outdoor storage yard in the front and in the back, which you'll see from the plans that we had given to you. So essentially, as I said, he takes these storage trailers and he fabricates certain walls, he fabricates the HVAC system, he does all that and then installs them in these trailers and then puts them in a tractor trailer and ships them out to his clients. He actually has an area in the front and an area in the back where he will put these storage trailers. Initially, there was an issue because there's a fire connection in the front of the building, and he was too close to it. So we had him move it temporarily, and now we're having him move it again based on the plan. And the plan in front of you shows that the actual 8-foot by 20-foot or 40-foot storage trailer that is in front of the building will be 10 feet away. And then a stockade enclosure where he keeps various types of metals will be 8 feet away. I sent that plan to Chief Lacoste, and he said as long as it's actually maintained with that distance, it's fine where the connection is. So that was important to mention to you.
So, the fire department did make a comment
Oh,
that the front storage of the building cannot block access to the fire department connections.
And, Mr. Benevento, originally he had been, he wasn't blocking it, but he was, because the way the fire code works is you have to have unfettered visual connection with the connection. You have to be able to see it from the street, and he was set back from it, but you couldn't see it from the street because where he put the trailer blocked it, so he had to move it. And the requirement is only...
I was just going to ask, Commissioner, is there a minimum distance? Is it 10 feet? What is it?
I believe it's 3 feet.
It's 3 feet.
Yeah, so this exceeds, we reviewed it with fire prevention, Lieutenant Kesselman,
Yeah.
Chief Lacoste. This exceeds the requirement,
Okay.
but it's what they wanted.
All right.
But we wanted to make sure it was better, so 10 and 8. So the reason why he has the front outdoor storage as well as the back is because the only overhead doors he has to his units are in front. and he's always maintained these trailers in front. But that is part of the reason also where that secondary storage unit that you see on your plan, the smaller one, is actually enclosed with a stockade fence so you can't see in. He traditionally has literally had metals just sitting there on the ground. And I told him, and actually I think it was Mr. Fitzpatrick who told him, you can't do that, you have to put it behind a stockade fence. So that's one of the reasons to come here, to be able to approve the location of that and to allow him to maintain that trailer in the front. Now that trailer will come and go because he'll get a new trailer, have to outfit it, but basically that would be the area. Then in back, there is another location for a larger trailer, as well as another outdoor storage area. And that's really for a lot of miscellaneous metals and other types of equipment he may have and other materials. In addition, he plans on putting his dumpsters back there in that space. So that's why you have the two areas out back as well. His unit is the 6,300 square foot unit located right in the middle. He has 2 overhead doors for his unit, and as I said, they're all in front, which you can see, and adjacent to the front storage area. He has very few employees too. He basically does most of the fabricating himself. His customers do not come to the site. Everything is shipped out. Everything comes, he gets deliveries, and then he ships everything out as there is no public access. And it's a fully commercial enterprise, like I had explained to you, how what he does is so unique. His customers are, I mean, all over, I think, Massachusetts, where he delivers those mobile storage testing rooms.
So, I just a couple of questions. So, the trailers that are outside
Yep.
have materials in them that he needs to actually make the trailers. They're not the trailers that he's retrofit that are ready for sale or shipment. Those remain inside, or are they stored outside?
They're stored outside because he fabricates the metals inside. So he takes like HVAC, he takes HVAC runs, like those vents that you would actually attach. He manufactures them inside, assembled, and then brings them out and actually fixes them to those storage trailers. Those storage trailers are way too big to actually bring into that building and try to build them out in there. So he does his interior work, and then he comes out, attaches, and then brings those out to his customers.
So he can only have so many that
Oh.
he's made outside, right?
Yes, only that one, and then the one in the back. And he works on, fabricating the materials that get installed over time.
Can you just stop for a second? I just
course.
want to make sure I'm looking at the
Yeah,
right thing.
oh my gosh, of course. Do you want to add it? Oh, you can't put it up there.
Just show me what I'm looking at right here.
Of course. So I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you this way because it's easier for you. So this is the actual storage trailer.
Yeah.
This is the one that would go and get delivered to his customer sites.
Okay.
This is the little stockade enclosure that is used for miscellaneous metals.
Okay.
This back here, can we just turn this up? This back here is the largest storage area where he keeps a lot of metals and big pieces of equipment. And this is another storage trailer. I believe he just uses this to store various materials. But this is the one.
The finished products are out front.
This is the finished product.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Does anybody else?
Anybody else? need to-
Everybody else?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Marilyn, questions?
I just didn't know there was that much of a market for, that's
Okay.
more of a statement.
Anything?
Interesting business.
Yeah. Mr. Hotwell?
Is this pretty much already happening now? We're just
Just do it.
putting a site plan on it?
It is, but I would say it's not happening that neatly now.
To my point,
Yeah.
we're making it better.
Yes.
Oh,
But up to this point, there hasn't been any issue with like accidents caused by traffic flow, having storage of the materials in these locations?
No, we ended up there at the request of the fire department.
And?
No, good.
When you do make a finding, the site plan that's uploaded is the 912 site plan.
yeah.
there's a later modified one that's dated 9/18 that for the two tenants that Attorney Mann is talking about is exactly the same as this, but it references some stuff on the next hearing, which is next month. So that really should be the plan that we're,
So that's the whole thing I was talking to you about when I submitted this originally. I hadn't had that yet. But then when they submitted, then Ms. Kyra actually updated my plan to reflect the 18, and I had not done
it's
so.
just not in the online.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I do know, and that's what I have, so we'll reflect the proper site plan, which is the 18th, so that all of us actually have the
We're on
same
the
site
same.
plan.
Okay. Additional questions? Ann, anything? No? Anyone here from the public that has any comment about this? Seeing none. Mr. Hartwell?
Mr. Chair, I would like to make the following motion that the board accept the following findings. First, concerning the submittal requirements, the site plan application, other submittals satisfy the submittal requirements of section 9.5 and 9.4 of the bylaws. Concerning the community need, it is important to the economic health of the town to encourage businesses to grow and to remain in the town. Because the yards are an integral part of petitioner's business, approval of the outdoor storage will foster the growth of the existing business. Concerning vehicular and pedestrian safety, petitioner will not be modifying the entrances to or the access drive within the property, therefore there will be no negative impact on vehicular and pedestrian safety. For concerning the site improvements and utilities, petitioner will not modify the physical layout of the property or create any new impervious areas, therefore all improvements and existing utilities will remain sufficient to address the property's use as a machine shop and light manufacturing facility. As to its consonance with the development, the use of outdoor storage is a common requirement of industrial businesses and more particularly machine shops. The approval of the yards is consonant with the other industrial properties located along Log Bridge Road and within the surrounding industrial neighborhood. Concerning the beneficial impact on the natural environment, petitioner is not proposing to add any new impervious areas, therefore the existing stormwater management system should continue to ensure that stormwater will be treated and will be infiltrated effectively. Concerning the positive economic fiscal impact, the petitioner's business is dependent on having these storage trailers in an outdoor area in which to store steel and other supplies. Without outdoor storage, petitioner would be unable to remain at the property. By providing the yards, the board will be supporting a local business that will continue to contribute to the town's economic stability.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any additional discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Mr. Chair, I move that pursuant to the board's authority under Chapter 235, Section 9.4, and based on the record and the findings, that the board grants a special permit in accordance with Section 3.1.2 and Section C, Commercial-20 of the Table of Use Regulations authorizing the creation and use of the yards for the storage of equipment, storage trailers, and other materials by the petitioner as shown on the site plan, most recently dated September 19th, 2025. Subject to the general conditions attached here too, and the special conditions which do apply. First special condition, that no storage of hazardous materials will be in the yard. This shall not include the storage of equipment that has incidental amounts of petroleum. Two, that to use reasonable efforts to ensure that no debris from the operation of the yard and the associated storage at and delivery of materials to the property will make its way onto any abutting public ways or any abutting properties. In the event any debris makes its way off the property, the petitioner shall immediately clean all debris and or runoff by street sweeping or other cleaning activities as may be required to remedy the situation. Third, the front yard and the storage trailer shall in no event block or impede access by the Middleton Fire Department. Petitioner shall relocate the front yard and the storage trailer if requested to do so by the Middleton Fire Department. Fourth, any relocation of the display area shall be deemed minor modification to the approved site plan subject to a finding by the building commissioner.
Motion made.
Storage.
Storage.
Yeah.
Storage. Just in case Chief Acosta Lieutenant Kessel go out there and they're like, you know what, this isn't good, you have to move it. I just wanted to be able to have Scott say, yes, move this here.
We trust you.
Is it necessary to, actually, as part of a special condition, that the storage area shall be limited to that as shown on the plan, or is that pretty much?
Well, that's it. Unless,
I mean, the
We're
plan's
referencing
plan.
the site plan, right? So we
Yeah.
don't, yeah, okay. All right, we have a motion made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second, motion made and seconded, any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. So moved.
Mr. Chair, pursuant to the board's, I make a motion that pursuant to the board's authority under chapter 235, section 9.5, and based on the record of findings that the board approved the site plan, authorizing the yards as shown on site plan dated September 15th, 2025, subject to the general conditions and previously approved special conditions.
Motion made, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Good luck.
Thank you very much, appreciate your time tonight.
Okay.
I don't believe we've broken any records, Rich. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, item 3, zoning bylaw review project, public forum scheduled for Tuesday, September 30th at 6:30. Do we have an update?
Yes, I just wanted to put this on here as a reminder. I did send out an email with a little flyer that went out publicly. We are moving right along on the zoning bylaw project. The consultants have completed an initial audit, and this meeting is to share, basically share the initial findings and proposed modifications, proposed amendments that are under consideration at this point. So the idea is that it will be a presentation, and then there'll be plenty of time for questions from board members, also from public attendees. It's going to be at Flint Public Library, 6:30 on September 30th.
You know what the format is
Tuesday.
going to be?
The format?
The format of the meeting? I mean, is it going to be is it going to be similar to what we already had? What's the format going to be?
Yeah, so the consultants will present. They have a slide deck that will kind of summarize some of the proposed changes that they've found and go over a little bit of their process. So they'll probably present, and then we'll probably have questions.
Who's moderating?
I'll likely be moderating the questions.
You will?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Awesome. Any questions on this for Anna, from anyone? No? Okay. Anything else we need to know about under item 4? Items not reasonably anticipated. Do we have any non-anticipated items that we need to discuss? None? Okay. Well, with that, I do have one question. The North Main Street, that got postponed, which was good. I was unavailable for that. Is there any update on when that's going to be?
I'm expecting we'll meet in October,
October?
probably the second week of October. Yeah, I haven't finalized the date.
Very good.
Clear your calendar. We're counting on it.
It's cleared. Yeah, right. All right, with that, unless there's anything else, I'll accept a motion that we adjourn.
So moved.
So moved and seconded by
Second.
Carolyn. And without objection,
Yes.
we're adjourned. Thank you.